Chicago Public League football teams won't get a chance to advance to the Illinois High School Association's state playoffs because of the ongoing teacher strike. The high schools include Back of the Yards, Chicago Military Bronzeville, King, Phoenix, Simeon, Solario, Chicago Vocational, and Whitney Young. UAW members on strike against General Motors will find out Friday if they're going back to work. They've been voting through this week on a new proposed contract that appears poised for ratification. Proposed contract includes higher wages and an easier path for temporary workers to become permanent employees. I'm Monica DeSantis with 1340 WJOL News.
WJOL is giving you a chance to win $1,000. Listen for the keyword between 6 a.m. and midnight at the bottom of each hour weekdays.
Money Talks on WJOL is brought to you by Calder Allstate Agency.
Here's the keyword. Go to WJOL.com. You can enter 18 times per day.
Keyword is motel, M-O-T-E-L. Motel could be worth $1,000.
For your auto,
15
home, and
seconds.
life insurance needs.
Are you guys interrupting for the keyword today or no? Okay. Three reasons it's not 2008. We have numbers on Joliet and Plainfield, and I am spinning off. (1340) WJOL, Will County's news, talk, and sports. This is me, Eddie Rudiger of Baird & Warner and the Rudiger Group. Of course, with me, none other than Terri Trotter Early from the Federal Savings Bank. Terri, how are you?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
Wonderful, wonderful. I got to spin down. Terry's NMLS is 579177. We want to make sure we get that out there just in case someone is wondering. So I think we should start with the spinoff, huh?
Big news. Yeah.
I'm going to say. So first off, special thanks to Tim Kerfin and House Talk for the last, 3 years, I want to say. It's been awesome. It's been amazing. And we've loved it so much. We are actually spinning off. And next Wednesday, we will start our own real estate, 100% real estate talk show here on WJOL. I'm very excited. I know Terri will be co-hosting with me on several dates. We'll probably have some other co-hosts coming in periodically. And
you gotta keep mixing it up. You got to keep it fresh.
Yes. But we're going to be able to get in more depth being every week. Every week at noon, we're going to be here.
What's the name, Eddie? I have to know.
The name of the show is Get Real with Eddie, and I'm really, really excited. I cannot wait to really get into real estate and really talk about what's going on nationally and locally, because there's so many things going on. Before we get into the very first article, I have to wish my wife a happy birthday. Her birthday's this weekend.
Nice.
So, yes. So, happy birthday to my wife. I don't know how I would do any of this without her. So,
I cannot wait to see the epic birthday month things you guys will be doing.
Yeah, I don't know what we got. It's kind of being loose. We're not as aggressive with it, with the little guy, so things get a little more looser lately. She always likes to go out to dinner, and, now it's like, okay, we're going out to dinner with him. So you got to kind of plan. Okay,
a little bit earlier.
Where are you going to go with a 3-year-old? That's kind of the thing. But right off the bat, 3 reasons it's not 2008 real estate market. I've been preaching this for a while now, and I think it still needs to be said because there's people that are out there kind of like, oh my God, the market's going to crash. The market's going to crash. Well, anything could crash.
So I guess help me. What would make them say that? What makes it feel like? Because I don't see it at all. So help me see that other side.
Okay, so on the other side, I have heard that the federal government is backing more loans now than they were backing in 2008, which is true. But that's not an argument that the market is going to crash.
Right.
That is that is an argument that if the market did crash, the government would be holding a lot of responsibility that they really don't want to be holding, which I can understand and I can see.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the an issue. The other issue is we're seeing market times increase. Houses aren't selling in a week, 2 weeks. Oh my goodness. We're going back to a normal real estate market.
I know this article, so in particular this first one, it says the critical warning sign last time was the surging gap between the growth in home prices and household income. Today, home values have also outpaced wage gains, and as in 2006, a lack of affordability will kill the market. What are your thoughts?
I don't see that happening because we've seen wage increases, and what the argument is, well, houses went up by 10%. Wages have to go up by 10%. That's not true because you don't use 100% of your wage to buy a house. And housing going up by 10%, you're financing that over 360 payments on average, usually, 30 years. So you're not paying all that 10% right up front. So house price can go up by 10%. So if it went up 10%, let's use, and that puts you at $100,000, okay? And you went to $110,000 now. Your payment went up $50. So you just need a $50 increase in wages a month to be able to afford that.
Yep, I agree.
And so that has not been the a big issue. What are some of the other?
Well, and I think also to tie that in locally, you are always such an advocate and always speaking so highly that there's a lot of jobs in our area that other places in Illinois don't necessarily have that same opportunity.
And you're seeing, these jobs now not paying minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because of the low unemployment, they have to be more competitive. So you're seeing jobs that are starting at $16, $17 an hour. So you're starting to get into a wage, that is somewhat livable.
And that's really great for this Will County area.
Absolutely. It's great for everything. So
the next supposition that the article talked about was in 2018, as in 2005, home price growth began slowing, with significant price drops occurring in some major markets. Look at Manhattan, where home prices are in a near free fall. Are you seeing that here at all?
I've not seen any real free fall. I have seen some prices that have come down. Houses have dropped price.
Let's be real specific though. Houses under 150, houses under 250. What price range are you seeing?
Yeah, and that's the specific. That's the thing. We're seeing that in very micro markets, and those micro markets are usually markets that are neighborhoods where the average price is about $100,000 over the median price. So, Plainfield, your median price $220 to $250. I'm seeing houses that are in the 400,000s or 500,000s, they're having to drop their price. Now, I've also seen those same houses dropping their price because the owner's sitting there going, well, my house is worth $450,000. The best sale price in your neighborhood has been $390. Why is someone going to come in and pay an extra $60,000 for the privilege of buying your house?
Don't you think, and I could be wrong, but I think sometimes when you get up into some of the luxury homes, the people that live there have done some really, really unique and neat upgrades, but it's because that's what they want, and those upgrades don't necessarily equate to
market
sale price, right?
Yeah.
I mean, don't you see that? And
that's the other aspect we're seeing in these micro markets, micro neighborhoods, especially when it's in the higher end. These layouts of the houses, some of these houses were built in the 90s still. Some of them were built in the early 2000s. Some of them still have very subdivided rooms, and they have a formal dining room. That's not something everybody's always looking for. Not necessarily that great room open floor plan style.
Well, even I know we've got some coworkers, my husband's coworkers, that have like these awesome tricked out basements with like these great bars and all these things, which they've poured a ton of money into and we enjoy, but that won't equate to higher price when they sell it. That's just what they enjoy. That next person might not care for that at all.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it is.
So they might have put in enough so that they feel that because of what I put into my home, it's worth $450. But if the comps don't support that, then it's just not.
And and I was just showing houses to a buyer, and their biggest question is, well, how much do I get back if I finish the basement? And kind of a loose thumb has always been half on a basement. You put $20,000 in, your value is going to go up 10. If you put $40,000, you're probably using better quality materials. You're doing a little bit higher finishes, but you're not going to get 100% return on a basement.
Wouldn't it also depend, like, are you just finishing out a big space, or is it bedrooms and bathrooms? Like, what are you actually doing? Does that matter?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And one of the biggest things we run into in our marketplace is it a legal bedroom?
Oh, yeah.
Because you'll have a bedroom, they'll claim it's a bedroom, but there's only a way into the house. You're supposed to have an ingress and an egress, a way in and a way out via different means.
Now, I'm probably going to say this right, but the windows that you can go, isn't there a specific window if they have that?
Yes.
That it's okay?
It's supposed to be, and those usually most municipalities consider those windows a fire exit if a fireman in full gear can get out the window. Now, you have to check with each individual municipality to see what their requirements are. But that's kind of a loose thumb that I use when I'm out with my buyers.
What are those windows called? I'm having a total mental block.
Fire egress, fire window.
Okay.
It's just a, fire exit window. I mean, everybody's got different words for it. I've seen a lot of different things.
There's certain things you need to look for, and then also check with municipalities is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. But again, going back to these pricing issues and why it's not 2008, a lot of these people are they're picking pricing out of nowhere, and
about what they feel about it instead of information and data.
Exactly. And that's why you're seeing prices coming down. It's not a market issue, it's an overpriced issue. And you've got individuals going, well, let's roll the dice and see what happens, because we're still seeing limited inventory. Even on the higher end, there's not a lot of housing to pick from. And you're not, even on the higher end, they might be on the market for 90 days or 100 days. But I mean, the historical norm is 180 days for market time. And when you're starting to see 60 days market time and people think the market's crashing, we're nowhere near that yet.
And then this last supposition was prices will crash because that is what happened during the last recession. Prices will crash. And it was interesting because they did note that in 2008, yes, house values did go down 20%, but in other recessions, one went down less than 2%, and the other three, the real estate values actually increased during the recession, which I find so interesting. Historically, actually, prices go up on real estate when there's a recession. Recessions are usually stock market, and what happens is money runs out of the stock market and they look for somewhere to go. And when they go, there's two areas that they go to. They'll go to the bond market, which then pushes down interest rates. And when that happens in the interest rates, and we've seen this with the stock market doing what it's been doing for the last 6 months, these highs and low days. So when that money runs into the bond market, the bond market puts less money. There's plenty of money for it, so it pays a lesser interest rate, so it charges a less interest rate. And then therefore you turn around, and now that's one aspect. And the other aspect, some of them pull the money out of the stock market completely and go, all right, I'm going to go invest in real estate. So you've got two ways where it funnels when the stock market starts getting crazy and out of control sometimes. Let's be honest. Sometimes it's just nuts. That's why they tell you don't look at your stocks every day. You'll go crazy. Oh, so. Yeah. So we have rentals, and we also have some things in the stock market. I would joke with my husband when it was, going down. I would be like, "You want to come touch my house? It's still here. Nothing bad's happened to it. I have something physical here. Yes, my house is still here. Isn't it great? Yes. All my rentals, they're still here, honey.
So he's the your husband's the stock person, you're the real estate person.
Yeah, I mean, we both do both, but yeah, I'm primarily real estate. So
Yeah.
we joke all the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
won't that make you feel better? Come just touch it.
It's Kerfin House Talk, sponsored by Kerfin Inspections. If you need a home inspection, call 1-800-245-0152. They are family-owned and operated, a local company with years of experience in construction, electrical, plumbing, and more. Complete property inspections 7 days a week with same-day reports available, thermal scans, and below surface with bird's eye view. They are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and over 60 A ratings on Google reviews. Call Kerfin Inspections at 1-800-245-0152 or visit kerfininspections.com. If you'd like to get more information about your property, give me a call or visit me at eddiesquickHouseValue.com. We can sit down, put a plan together. If you are looking to sell today, tomorrow, or 2 years from now, I am available at 815-823-5478 or eddiesquickHouseValue.com. And if you need homeowners insurance, auto insurance, give Michelle Kerfin a call at 708-301-1800 or visit insurewithmichelle.com. She is a Will County State Farm agent with 5-star reviews on Google. And Terri, if they'd like to reach you, where could they reach you at getting information on getting a home loan?
Absolutely. My cell phone is 815-712-7848.
Wonderful. All right, so tons of information coming out. I'm going to jump to the numbers. I want to do numbers next.
Sounds good.
Where is Joliet numbers? Here we go. All right. So Joliet numbers, because everybody talking about not being 2008. Well, change in listings. Listings are up in Joliet, and this is for September 2019. The Joliet is up 7.9% in listings. They are up 20% in closings. Closed sales for September up 20%. Inventory, once again, is down 7.6% for the month of September. So looking at single family, we have new listings September month over month are down 1.7%. Under contract is down 8.4%. I would assume going back to the lack of inventory. Mm-hmm. Median sales price month over month is up 2.9% to $180,000 in Joliet. The average sales price is $184,436 month over month. That's a 1.7% increase. Attached for month over month, they are up 55.6%.
I feel like that's a builder or somebody that came on.
In new listings.
Yeah.
You think so?
To have 20 new? Yeah.
Because you get a big 20% jump. Yeah. You know, I think the market's starting to shift, and that's the issue. Because of the fact that you're seeing single-family homes getting up near that $200,000 price range. You know, the average is $184,000. All right. You're seeing some people choose to look at attached housing as an alternative, and attached housing, I think, has been starting to move a lot more this year. If we go back and you look, I think, honestly, attached housing was a lagging indicator. I think they were dragging their feet, and it's finally caught up with the market. I really don't think it produced last year.
The trailing 12 months of closed sales closed sales in attached housing is up 10.2%. So I guess that would very much correlate what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing more clients looking at attached housing, whether it's a condo, townhome, or a duplex. They're taking that into consideration. And you start looking, the median sales price on a attached property is $173,000. The average sales price is $160,000. That's up 1.4% month over month. Looking at the trailing 12 for the attached, we'll do attached first since we just left off there. The new listings are up 14.2%.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it might be a combination of both. I do know of a builder that is building new townhome stuff, and they broke land and they're doing a lot of stuff in Joliet with townhomes.
Which is awesome.
Which is awesome. And so when you're looking at that as an option versus single family, because their single family starting at $260, their condo stuff starts about $220. That's about a $200 swing in a payment.
Wait, 220?
Yeah, they're starting a new new townhomes are between, I want to say 210 to 220.
So they're higher than single family?
No, single family starting at 260.
Oh, I thought you said, okay.
It's about 260. You might be able to snag something for
Gotcha.
250 with this same builder. So that gives you a lot of options. And that's the thing. People are looking at the attached housing, especially with, you're going to, see a lot more attached housing coming up.
I'll be interested to see now that FHA's brought back the spot
Approval,
if that changes that as well, because that opens up more buyers to that option.
Yeah, I think the spot approval is definitely going to open up more buyers to the option. So, trailing 12 months on a attached single family, 165 on the median sales price. That's up 1.5%. 154.70 up 1.6%. Average market time is up 50 days, up to 50 days in the last trailing 12, and that's up 61%.
I think if there's new construction in there, I think sometimes they...
Yeah, I think it's a reflection of both.
Yeah, I do.
Because, new construction, they'll have that model, and that model will sit on the market for 300-400 days. So it skews the market and it skews the data. So going back to the trailing 12 months on detached for single family, there's an interesting number I see in here, but we'll get to that in a second. So new listings are down 1.8% in the last 12 months. Again, we're still seeing that inventory shortage. Under contracts down 5% because a lot of stuff that's available, you're either going to sell within the first 60 days or you're sitting because it comes down to property condition, I'm finding. If your property is not move-in ready, they're not going to jump on it. Median sales price is $175 for Joliet. That is up 4.2%, and average sales price is up 4.3% to $183,04. The percent of original list price gives you a good reflection if people are over listing or not. 96.8%. So that's up 0.6%. So we're not seeing a huge amount of overlist properties in Joliet.
But so what I'm hearing, if I'm a buyer, I'm hearing there is some room for negotiation, but you're not getting $20,000 off. This idea I'm going to go in and lowball.
No.
I'm just not seeing the data.
No, because you can go in and lowball all day, but do you want to write an offer or do you want to buy a house?
Right. But I think that's important for buyers to hear.
It is.
That's a shift that has changed.
And that's the thing. I mean, people used to be able to lowball and get an offer and get something going, but it's not. The data's not supporting it in Joliet. You're going to see a property sell on average for 97%, 96 to 97% of asking price on a single family, and it's going to sell probably under 60 days.
And that's good for buyers to hear. Also, from a seller perspective now, if I'm out there and I've got, my home, what I found so interesting in the data that you just shared is that my home would be worth more than what I might imagine.
Yes.
Going to sell in potentially, 60 days or under. And it sounds like there aren't that many homes, you're short inventory. So there just aren't that many available for people to choose from, which also might net me a little bit more. Would you agree with that?
Could.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. No, I agree. Because of the lack of inventory, it could. And here's the number that really is actually the shocking number to me. Average market time on a single family house is 56 days, down 5.1%. That, to me, is, I think, a huge number.
And I think, so again, there's a misnomer out there that real estate, I believe, in particular working with Eddie, that real estate is really hot in the spring and summer, and it gets real cold in the winter months. But boy, your fourth quarter, you're always on fire. That is not at all what I see. Talk to me a little bit about that misnomer.
It is a misnomer. I don't have the most up-to-date numbers in front of me, but usually, historically speaking, from my understanding, on those numbers is a 5% difference. So, and when I say 5%, the number of houses that close in the winter months versus the spring months, which is seen as the hot months, you get 5% more closings in the spring versus the winter. And that's it.
And from a seller who's like, oh man, but the holidays are coming up. I don't want to have all these people and I've got, all these things to do. Isn't it, I could be wrong, but I've always kind of felt like from the loan perspective, when I have people get pre-approved right now looking to buy before Christmas, they're motivated. They're not messing around. They're not just going to see.
And that's the other aspect. So as a seller, they're like, well, there's less people looking. Well, yeah, there's less people looking, but there's no tire kickers. I always think of my grandfather. My grandfather honestly went and kicked the tire when I bought my first car on a car lot. He literally kicked it.
I don't even know why. I know it's a thing, but I don't get it.
It's something with the wheels, the bearings, and back in the day, wheels actually used to fall off.
Oh my God.
At least that's what I've heard. Okay. I don't know if that's a true story. Maybe somebody could comment online and let us know why people kicked the tire. I would love to know why they kicked the tire. But the aspect of it is that's what it is. You'll get a lot of people in the spring market. All right. They've been hibernating all winter long. They haven't gone outside. They're looking for something to do.
Oh, they're bored.
And they're bored. Let's go look at houses. Let's go look at decorating ideas. And so they're not really looking to sell. Maybe they're a seller in 2 years. Maybe they think they're going to sell and then they back off. But that's the biggest issue is they are not a true I need to buy, I need to sell. If you're looking in the winter months, you have someone that is highly motivated to buy and you have someone that's highly motivated to sell. And I don't understand, well, I don't want to sell during, the holiday season. I'm sorry, when does your house look the best?
Oh, of course, Christmas. It's all jazzed up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your house looks amazing during Christmas. So I never understood why. It's like, I know, moving in the middle of a snowstorm is not the greatest thing, and that's another downside. You might have to move. But, let's be honest. How often does the snow stay on the ground in our area anymore?
Well, not only that, but if you are able to get more for your home because prices have increased, maybe you have enough there to hire some movers. Just saying.
I would think so. So, once again, it is House Talk sponsored by Kerf Inspections. If you need a home inspection, give Kerf Inspections a call at 1-800-245-0152. They are family-owned and operated with years of experience in constructional, electrical, plumbing, foundation, and more. Call them at 1-800-245-0152 or visit them online at kerfininspections.com. They have thermal scans for below-surface views and bird's-eye views, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and over 60 A ratings. If you need homeowners insurance, call Michelle Kerfin at 708-301-1800 or visit insurewithmichelle.com. Michelle Kerfin is your Will County State Farm agent with 5-star reviews on Google. And Terri, if they want to find out information on getting a home loan, where would they reach out to you?
Absolutely. So my cell phone is 815-712-7848. That's where they would get me.
Wonderful. And if you guys want information about the market, your property values, what plan you need to put together in buying or selling or investing, let's not forget our investors, give me a call, 815-823-5478, or visit eddiesquickHouseValue.com, or you can go to my website at yourdwellings.com, either or. The Quick Values is great. It's a lovely tool. I love it because you go there and boom, 3 automated values right off the bat, and then we can follow up and get you something
well, at least
on paper.
Get you an idea.
And that's it. There's tons of places out there that get you an idea. And that's not the problem. Most people know, well, my house is worth about this, and they're pretty close. I always think it's the negotiations, that's where they're okay. Well, what do I counter? How do I counter? What do I go back with when they come in? And what do you do when you get that low ball offer? So give us a call. We'll be able to walk you through that process. Again, 815-823-5478. All right, getting back into these numbers, I want to talk about the complete opposite, and that's Plainfield, because they're showing some similar numbers, but some things that are a little different. So overall, new listings are down 9.2%. Closings are up 20.2%, and inventory of homes is up 6.6%. So there's some houses staying on the market. New listings are down 12%, under contracts down 1%. Closed sales are up 20.4%. This is month over month for single family. Median is 273,000, and it is up 4.6%. Average sales price in Plainfield, Illinois is $304,023. That is up 7.2%. Those are numbers Terri doesn't like when she sees an increase in 7.2%. But it's month over month, it's not year.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, okay, so percent of original list price received, 96.7, up 0.4. Market times, 54 days, up 12.5%. And inventory of homes at month's end is a 0% change. It's literally, there was a 0% between from last year to this year. They're 409 for inventory. So at least inventory is staying the same. We want to do trailing 12 on the detached, or do you want to go to attached?
Trailing 12.
Trailing 12, it is. All right, so trailing 12, we are on new listings. We are up 0.2%, under contract down 2.3%, closed down 4.9%. Median sales price is $275, up 4.8%. Average sales price is $298,500, up 3.6%. So, you're a little more 3.6, or I'm a little more 4.8.
That's why I didn't mind the month over month, because trailing 12 months.
Yeah, it's like you're looking out. Both of us always look at the trailing 12. It's month over month is always it's tough, and yeah. So, percent of original list price receive is 96.8%. That is down 0.4. So there has been some people dropping price a little bit.
Or negotiations.
Or, again, as I said, I think there was overpricing going on. And Plainfield has a couple of those neighborhoods that I've seen some overpricing. Average market time is 67 days. That is up 9.8%.
And again, with our conversation earlier, these are higher price points than Joliet, and we talked about that in these higher price points, it's taken longer.
It is.
So that's not shocking to me.
Yeah, it is taking longer, and you start getting into a house that's $300,000. The cheaper the house, the more people can buy it. As you start going up, there's only so many buyers out there for $1 million house.
Right.
So as you increase price, the number of buyers that are available to buy the property go down. And that's a really big thing when not only you're pricing your house, but also when you're picking your price point, also I think for marketing and targeting. So, because there is a difference between the two of pricing and price point. So, all right, attached. New listings. These are month over month numbers for September. New listings up 2%, under contract up 12.1%. Closed sales up 19.4%. Median sales price $186,500, up 0.3%. Average sales price is $190,846, down 7%. I'll leave that to the mathematician across the room. I never understand median and average and when they differ like that. Percent of listing original list price received 95.6, down 2%. Average market time 57 days, up 96.6%. And inventory of homes at the end of the month is 91 units from 60 units. That's up 51.7%. So we're seeing a huge increase of houses, it looks like, coming on the market to be sold versus last year in the attached market. Your thoughts on the difference between the up 0.3% versus down 7% on median and average?
So the median just means of all the homes that sold, what was the middle? Just whatever the middle was. Average means we're going to take all of the values, add them up together, and divide by the number of homes sold. So there could have been an outlier. There could have been a 400,000 attached families sold in September 2018,
Mm-hmm.
which made the average much higher. And now we don't have that $400,000
The
one
outlier.
this September.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why it makes it more realistic.
And that's why the month of what. So appraisers use median price, correct? Or do they use?
They don't use either of those.
They don't look at either the median or the average.
Not usually.
Not
They
usually.
Just look at the comps as they are.
Okay.
For that particular home, because each home is so different. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure they look at it to be like, well, is this in the realm of normal? But it's really about that home.
So the trailing 12 months, which we both appreciate a lot more, is new listings up 5.5, under contract is down 14%, closed sales is down 14.3%, median sales price is up 5.1 to 186.5. The average sales price is 194,372, up 3.9. So we're still seeing good growth in Plainfield. The percent of original list price received is 96.7%, a 0.5% difference, and lowering. And then the average market time is 43 days on market. That is an increase to 26.5.
And again, this is why we like the trailing 12 so much more. Those are just more correlated. Those make more logical sense.
It gives you a lot better sense of where the market is at. I mean, it really does. I mean, you get a better idea of what's going on with the market. If you guys need a home inspection, give Kerfin Inspections a call at 1-800-245-0152. They are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau with 60 A ratings on Google reviews, over 60 A ratings. You can reach them at 1-800-245-0152 or go to kerfininspections.com. If you need homeowners insurance, go to insurewithmichelle.com or call her at 708-301-1800, doing home, auto, and more. It's State Farm Insurance with Michelle Kerfin. Terry, if they want to get a home loan or just get an idea what they can qualify for, where would they reach you at one more time?
Absolutely. 815-712-7848.
So the next article I had was homes are selling quickly. And I really like this because 49% of homes were on the market throughout the nation for less than 1 month.
Yeah, what I found so interesting, and it's this graphic, which I know you guys can't see, but all the blues, any color of blue means the homes have sold in 60 days or less. There's only one state, and it looks like that's Mississippi, that their market time was 61 to 75 days. That's it. In our whole country, only one state.
And I think this graphic's just slightly outdated. We might be a little old on this article when I pulled it, but it's pretty much right in there. We're in that 30 to 45 day average is where Illinois is at. And we're seeing that, anywhere from 30 to just touching 60 days. So we're probably averaging just above what the national average is, and it's 31 days for the entire United States. But, nobody in the Midwest ever does anything fast. We always are, a lot more thoughtful on our process. So I think some of that has to do with that, and I think it goes back to the inventory. You look at what's going on with the inventory and the lack of inventory that's out there and the number of homes that we truly need to support our population is astounding. They're talking about Will County Community Economic Development has a report out that our population is going to be for Will County 1 million by 2050. Okay, that doesn't sound that big, okay? Which means
really big.
1 million people for Will County by 2050. The report also shows that means we need to start building housing for them, and that we need to build 4,500 units a year starting this year. All right. That report also shows that at the height of the market, we were actually building 3,800. So not that far off. And right now we're building about 2,500 to 2,800 units. So we're pretty far off and falling behind on the number of housing that we're going to need for the population, just normal growth. And that's taking in all these factors people are freaking out about when it comes to The state. Oh, people are leaving the state. Okay, well, yeah, people leave the state, people come back. Yes, we're losing some population out of the state. We're also losing population because people aren't having kids. They're waiting longer. So that demographic can change. There's all kinds of things that it could play in, but right now we still need more housing.
I'm jumping ahead just a bit because we're almost out of time, and I think this is so important.
Yes.
The next one's depending on price, you're going to need advice. So, Eddie, I'm going to quiz you.
You're going to quiz me. All right, fire away.
So, if I'm looking at a starter home,
yes,
what advice would you give me for that first-time home buyer, starter home person?
If it's your first-time home buyer, starter person, don't overspend. Make sure you have some money in reserves. That's my first advice. Don't, even if you're qualified for $250,000, buy a $200,000 home. Don't overspend. Have money in reserves. You want to still be able to go on vacation. You want to still be able to live your life comfortably, and let the equity of your house roll you into the next property. Maybe you're not buying your dream house on the first one out. Maybe you're buying a smaller property. Maybe you're buying something that's attached, like we talked about today. But don't overspend. That's the biggest thing. Have money in reserves. Have a plan in case you need to get a furnace, water heater, or a roof done.
And the number person in me loves that advice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so middle home market. So I already have my first home. I'm in it. I'm ready to move up. What's advice? What do you give me?
You want to make sure that all of the things on your home are done first. Okay? All right? We want to make sure it's cleaned up, it's move-in ready. That's the biggest thing. Have a home inspector go and inspect the house, and then you have the inspection laying on the kitchen table when the buyers come through. And you have a check mark next to everything that's been accomplished and done. Maybe that would curve. Now, the buyers still have a right to do a home inspection, but it might curve them getting that home inspection. And then you don't have to deal with those risks and issues. So.
Perfect. Okay. Now, this is for the premium or luxury market.
Yes.
What's your advice?
Act now. Act now. I think if you are looking for a premium or a luxury market, we're starting to see that market change. And if you have something in mind that you want to go after, you should go after it. All right. Most of those properties are diamonds in the rough, but because there is an increased inventory that we're seeing locally and on those properties, you actually could get a really good deal. And taking in the fact that the interest rates are so low, you really could get a good deal. Again, going back to the middle buyer, make sure your own property is move-in ready and ready to go, because that will cost you a lot more later, because buyers overestimate repairs all the time. And I want to throw one other thought out for the first-time buyer. Instead of thinking of, I have two options. I have an option of buying a single-family house or buying a condo. I think there's one more option that's so overlooked for a first-time buyer, and that is buy a multi-unit. You could buy a 2 to 4 unit, and you could live in one and rent out the others, and someone else is paying your house payment. And the best part about it is there's extra hoops, and Terry will tell you this. You have to jump through extra hoops, but you can buy that property FHA.
You can. But there are lots of hoops and paperwork, so prepare yourself.
Yes. But I mean, there should be, because it's an owner. You're buying a rental property owner occupied, and FHA realizes you're probably not going to sell that house. You're just going to rent out the one you're living in and move into another one. But you just set yourself up for another source of income other than your job. And that's let's be honest. Isn't that how Buffett does it? I mean, he's got multiple sources of income that come in that he's making money on, and that's the thing. So I love single family options or multi-family options for someone, that's single or buying their first unit. That's a great thing. Terry, it's been a blast. Thank you to Tim Kerfin and Kerfin Inspections for this opportunity. It's been awesome.
3 years.
It has been, and we might be back guest hosting here and there. You never know. But we hope you guys all tune in. Wednesdays starting at noon next week will be the first show, Get Real with Eddie, and I'm really excited. Tim said he's going to come over and visit us, or his son Max might come over too, because he's been getting deep into the woods with the business and doing a lot there. So I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a great show.
Can't wait. I'll be here.
One of my secrets, I've been doing a podcast on the side, and I was going to try to interview, we've been interviewing individuals or starting to interview individuals that I think are influencers. And the first one was Amy from the Village Flower Shop in downtown Plainfield. So that podcast is on my website. You go to Your Dwellings, and it was really good. So that's out there, but under the blogs. But I want to get Scott Slocum. Scott was going to do an interview with me. I'm still not letting him out. I think Scott would be a great, and we'll talk some housing with Scott. So we'll get him here. Thank you guys all much for listening. Stick around. We've got all kinds of news coming up from ABC News later today, and Kevin Collins will be in around 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Look at that. I had that right. So, yeah, stick around for Kevin, and it should be a great updates on news, talk, and sports here on 1340 WJOL.